everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are talking about new makeup releases that are coming out in the next week or so, and I wanted to pop on here and just talk about some of the things that are really exciting me, and I want to see if you're going to be purchasing some of these as well. So why don't we just go ahead and hop right in. But before we do, make sure that you hit the like button down below and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's go. So I've got my notes on a little sheet here, and I'm going to scooch myself so I can pop in some pictures real quick here if I can scoochie. Do you guys like the lighting better? I actually backlit my studio now, so I think it gives it a little bit more kind of ambiance, but you guys let me know because the last two videos I didn't backlight and it looked a little dark to me, but I think that it's gonna look much better now. Oh, by the way, before we get started, I'm sorry, just a little side note, I'm sorry that my brows right now look like sister wives. I need to get a new brow routine, I think. Okay, so let's get into this. The first palette I wanted to talk about was from Beauty Creations, and Beauty Creations has been around for quite a while. They do a lot of different kinds of palettes. I've used them before. I think it was the Huda palette, the very first one. They duped it, and I wasn't thoroughly impressed with their formula. This one is actually an original palette from them, and I'm not sure if their I'm not sure if their formula has gotten any better. That's because the last time that I used one of their palettes was about 3 to 4 years ago, and this one is actually called the Aerial palette. It's really beautiful. It's blue, it's got some purples and some really pretty pinks and just a lot of these very bright colors, but I don't know if their formula is going to translate onto the eyes. I tried one, it did not translate at all. It was extremely chalky. So I'm a little hesitant to try them again, but this one actually looks really pretty. I love the fact that they've got little stencils in the shadow as well, little hearts. I do like the packaging. It is really cute. It's very under the sea themed, but these big palettes tend to be a little bit more chunky when you're trying to store them and things. I used to be huge into single shadows and like building my own palettes and huge Z palettes, and also pre-made palettes that were really big, like 28 pans or more. But I feel like nowadays it's a little bit more 9 to 12 pan, and it's like super sleek, you know, on the go kind of thing. This one does retail for $19. It will be available on March 17th. And if it's something that looks really interesting to you and you want to try beautiful, bright colors, then this is definitely the palette for you. For me, I've got so much in my collection that I still need to play with. This is something I'll probably be passing on. So the next one that I want to talk about is from Rem Beauty, or Rem Beauty. This is Ariana Grande's beauty line, and I didn't even know she had a beauty line up until just a few days ago. I love her music, so I would love to try her makeup line. These 3 palettes that were just released should be on the shelves and able to be picked up on March 22nd. And it looks like there are 3 different ones, and they're kind of more pastel. They've got a little bit more springtime feel, which is really cool. These look really interesting, especially because they are smaller, they're sleeker. It looks like you could travel with them. You can put them in your pocketbook if you want to. Pocketbook? Am I 100? Wow, I showed my age. Grandma. So you can pop these into your purse or your clutch or whatever. They look interesting, and I would really like to try out their formulation, so I might pick up one of these just for pure curiosity, but I do think that the formulation could be pretty cool, so that's something that I'm really interested in. So the next collection is from Colourpop. The palette is called Daisy Does It. It looks like it's got a gray tone, a green tone, and then maybe like a slate color in there as well, which is really nice to be able to deepen up that lash line or the outer corners and kind of give you a little bit more of like a nighttime vibe if you wanted to use this from day to night. The Super Shock shadows are something I probably will pass on. I feel like I still haven't mastered this formula. As long as it's been and as many shadows as I have, I still haven't mastered this formula. But for me, the Super Shock shadows are just not my formula, unfortunately. I'm just not that skilled. The lip stains are the things that I'm really excited about. Nobody makes lip stains anymore. I mean, Milk Makeup made them for a while. I don't know if they make them anymore. I don't think they do. And then I know Elf did too, and I used to love them, and nobody's making them anymore. It looks like these are a lip stain, like a glossy lip stain, and I know I really like the blotted lips from them, and I don't know if it's got the same kind of staying power as that, but it is different consistency because this one is a gloss and that one is more of a balm, like chapstick feel. But we'll see. It's probably something I will end up picking up just because I'm purely curious about what the formulation is. And they have the gel liners, and the liners, I love their liners. I love their lip liners. I love their eyeliners. They're so creamy, so blendable. They're wonderful. So that's something I'd probably pick up too. Pat McGrath is releasing the Bridgerton Round 2 series. There's lipsticks and a palette and some blush, and I wasn't around for round 1, so this is really interesting because Pat McGrath has an amazing formula. She's releasing some nude lipsticks that are really, I'm like super interested in. I love nude lipsticks, especially bullet lipsticks, and if they're like a semi-matte formula, I am 100% in. It doesn't matter how much they are, I am the first one in line. Also, it looks like there is a cheek palette that is, it looks a little clunky to me, but it is because it's more of like a gimmick for the show. It's giving me Laura Geller vibes. It's a little off-brand for what I've seen from her before, but I'm sure that the formulation is just stunning because her stuff has always been amazing. So there's a diamond body powder as well, or body shimmer as well, and it comes with a fluff. I am hoping that it's really finely milled, and what it does is just kind of give you a little bit of like a sheen glow, something that maybe taking a little bit of a highlighter brush and kind of hitting your shoulders and your collarbone with. But those nude lipsticks look really interesting to me. And lastly, let's talk about the Natasha Denona palette. So this palette is very, I don't know, it's very, well, it's called pastel, so obviously it's pastel colors. This is definitely something that I'm gonna pass on just because for me personally, they are not colors that I wear every day. I have pastels in my collection already and I don't reach for them. I do have some of the duplicate colors in my stash already from her, Limoncello, and I think it was Mint Frost, Bellini, and I know I've got some of the crystallized colors. It looks like it's called Illusion. I know I do have that, I think, in the Star palette, so I don't think that I'll be rushing out to pick up this palette. I do gravitate toward the darker, cooler tones in her palettes normally, and then a lot of the really brown, rich, kind of coppery tones in her palettes. Those are the ones that I kind of go for. So I did buy the Glam palette as well as the Bronze palette that she released last year. For me this time, I'm probably gonna pass, even though the packaging is stellar. I love it. I think the mini palettes are where it's at, that you could actually use a whole palette if you really wanted to. Like Biba was beautiful, but there's so much product, and then with like the Glam and the Bronze, they're mini palettes, and those are just perfect for travel, and I love them. Anyways, so with this one, I probably, again, will pass just because I'm not in the market, but the formula is wonderful. So if you're looking to splurge a little, she's definitely the one to splurge on. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please go ahead and hit the like button. That lets me know that that's what you want to see, and hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye. See? And please just, okay, this is the last one. And then we're gonna just jump cut all of them together like a mishmash of shit. I have not been on camera in so long. This is so weird.